Alright, so today we are playing in the modern preliminary. Playing Boros Burn, the modern preliminary. Playing Boros Burn. It's basically the same list I've been running, except today I have cut the 2 core Firewalkers and a Path to Exile for 3 Sanctifier Invex. Everything I keep reading in all the videos I keep seeing talking about Sanctifier over Core Firewalker. One of the big videos I saw that made a lot of sense to me was GG for Goblin Guy's video. He was talking about how it's pretty helpful against Murktide, and it's just it's good graveyard hate when you need it. So it just feels like a pretty good card. So we're gonna try it today and see what happens. I'm pretty excited to run it. I have played it in the past, but I'm pretty interested to try it today. Not gonna lie, I kind of thought there'd be more people playing in this preliminary. I also think the 2 of Skullcrack in the main is just really good. Like, I don't know, I just really like the 2 of Skullcrack in the main. Okay. They also have Lyris. This hand's pretty solid. Like, if our opponent is playing a Ragavan deck, then we have Searing Blaze for it. So, I mean, we have quite a few options here. I mean, it's early on a Monday morning. Yeah, dude, I had 8 personal hours that I had to use, or I just lost before the end of the year, so I used them today to just kind of lay around and hang out. And I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you? Thoughtseize. I imagine he takes a Rift Bolt, or if he doesn't want something to be Searing Blaze. Yep, he's going to take our Searing Blaze. Oh, so it's Hammer time. Okay. Playing Thoughtseize in the main? That's pretty interesting. Okay. Alright, well, let's do it. They need another land here to be able to use the Saga. Whereas I guess they can't use Saga and Plating in the same turn, so it's whatever they see fit. Yep. We take 4. Okay. So whatever he chooses to equip it to, we have no instant speed way to interact here, so there's not really much we can do. We're going to suspend this and say go. What's the occasion for early Monday Magic? So I had 8 personal hours at work that I had to use, and if you don't use them, you don't get paid out for them. So I was just gonna figure what the heck, I'll use them today, hang out and play Magic today. If they get Hammer here, I'm not really worried about that. But if they get the, I cannot remember what that thing's called. The trampling thing, we're in trouble. Yep, Shadow Spears, tough scene. Would love to have a Skullcrack here. Alright, we're gonna block. I get to go to 17, but play drum and play something else. I'm gonna have to get a basic here. I'm not a huge fan of getting a basic, but alright. And we get to Rift Bolt this. Skewer this, and now they have no threats on the board. We're just gonna say go here. So we've cleared off the board. Now we are down. We are down 3 points, so I mean, it's not like they couldn't have a couple of good draws here. Like, a land allows them to play Luris, or put Luris into their hand. I mean, Saga's a really good land. Like, this isn't looking very good for us, I have to say, so we need a kind of a couple of turns here where our opponent just kind of bricks. Our opponent just says go. Alright, we're going to suspend and play Eidolon. Our opponent did nothing last turn. They didn't play a land to get Luris. They didn't do anything, so feel pretty good about that one. Okay, they buy Luris. Put you to 10. We go to 8. You also go to 8. I am going to buy my Luris as well. I'm going to play this so that I can play the Eidolon if I need to. If we draw a Searing Blaze, that will have been a bad play, but I think it's better to guarantee that we can play play something off of the Eidolon. Of course, we draw a Searing Blaze, lol. Well, it's not exactly what I wanted, but well, that's definitely going to end the game. It's unfortunate that one of their cards was Hammer. Well, oh well, there's nothing we can do here. Wow, we were going to draw 3 Searing Blazes in a row? That's unfortunate. So if we hold the land, we win that game, but I don't think we can play the game that way. We need to play as if we need to put our Luris on the field. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why are there core Firewalkers in our sideboard? I must have loaded up the deck before I changed it. Alright, so we're playing with a 14-card sideboard, and we're playing with Firewalkers over Sanctifier and Vex. So, how about that? Alright, Lava Spikes and Boros Charms for our 8 good cards here. The 8 cards to take out, I've taken out, do not interact in any way. Normally we have an extra Path to Exile to bring in, but... Well, we're playing the Modern Prelim without the correct sideboard. That's interesting. I don't even know how I did that. Yeah, we'll go first. Also, notably, if we go first that last game, we more than likely win that game. Yep, we're going to keep this. This is really good. Deflecting Palm is really solid here. Having Swiss Spear on 1 and Eidolon on 2 is also really good. Yep. Yep. I'm going to attack for 1 here. Our opponent goes to 17. We play Eidolon, say go. I'm going to block, force you to play the hammer here. Okay. I mean, you're going to 12 here. Gonna attack for 1 and say go here. Which pretty much telegraphs the fact that we have Palm or Path here in our hand, but... No, I'm not gonna pay. You can have a card. Alright, well, that's how good Deflecting Palm is in this matchup. So, there's that. I think Eidolons are better than Lava Spikes because Eidolons can at least block in a tricky situation, so that's my reasoning for keeping them in on the draw. I don't know, Lava Spike's also just a really good burn spell, though. Yeah, I don't know, that's tough because it depends, like, on the draw, Eidolon can just be too slow. Let's try it like this. I don't know if the way that I'm sideboarding is correct. This is one of those things that like I would have to sit down and play this matchup about like 20 times with the sideboarded plan that I have and see if it's good enough. I like Smash to Smithereens and I like the cards that we have in our hand, but I don't think I can keep this on 1 land. I think this hand is a lot better. Can keep this and say go. Hey, Ben. Thanks for the 9 months, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Wonder why there wasn't a picture when you resubbed. I'll have to look at that afterwards and see what's going on. Alright, let's do this, opponent. Wasn't a very explosive turn from our opponent, so I'm not going to complain. Notably, I'm holding on to the fetch land here. so that we can, holding on to the fetch land in case we peel into a Searing Blaze, we'll have a Searing Blaze at instant speed. Path to Sanctifier and Vec, always yield to the Prowess trigger. They get a basic off of this, so the problem with this is that we're always kind of in a spot where we could just die at any time against this deck, so that's like why Deflecting Palm, Path, Smasher Smithereens, these instant speed cards that interact with their entire deck almost, are so good. I hate having to use Path at sorcery speed like this, but we have to get Sanctifier and Vec off the field. Disingenuous Smith, Pure Steel Paladin, Cranial Plating. Cranial Plating feels pretty underwhelming here, if that's their play. Another Sanctifier and Vec, okay. Alright, we're going to suspend 2 Rift Bolts and say go here. Plus the cool part is that it looks like we're still holding up Path, so feels not bad. Pure Steel Paladin, okay. Pure Steel Paladin's a long way from being able to do anything. Alright, block that. $11.85, so yeah, I don't think we're going to draw anything into anything that we wouldn't want to play Bolt for, so. I mean, honestly, I would love to see Deflecting Palm here. I think that's the best draw we could have. And we're going to say go here. So yeah, it feels like we're drawing out to Deflecting Palm here. Imagine he'll put Luris into his hand here. Yep, we go to 14. I mean, Skullcrack's not a bad one. I don't know. There's a chance here, like, because after last turn, it looks like our opponent's pretty scared to play to attack with the Pure Steel Paladin here. All right, I think we just got to go for it here. Because next turn, our opponent's going to put a big, yeah, like, we're just going to be super dead next turn if we don't kill them, so we're just going to go for it here. One time, deck. One time, please. Let it be a good day. God, you gotta be shitting me. Well, I guess the good news is that if we say go here, they still have to respect Deflecting Palm. So, but now we have nothing to stop them from. Yeah, we're just dead here. If they have any, if our opponent has any common sense, they're just going to attack here. They even played around us having a Searing Blaze in our hand, because they didn't take a life, which was actually pretty smart on my opponent's part. So let's see. 14 cards. We saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands. So half of our cards were lands. And so I get to draw a card. Our opponent, okay. Okay. All right, our opponent's deciding what they should do here because I'm not going to lie, I think they actually we've played the game like we have Deflecting Palm so far, so they're respecting it pretty hard. Yep. I mean, they played around it. Like, of course, next turn we drew a burn spell. Like, the fact that half of our lands were burn spells, or the fact that half of our draws um, were lands is exactly why, like, that's 100% why we lost that game. We had a good hand against them. We had a good setup against them. So, it's a little disappointing that we ended up losing that game, but oh well. Oh my gosh, my opponent's here. Yeah, I can't keep this hand. There's one too many lands here. This hand's a lot better. We'll keep this and put the canyon on the bottom. I think the canyon presents the highest downside if my opponent is playing like an aggro deck of some variety. Bolt that, say go. Okay. Puts one card on top, so they draw the card on top, and then they puts two cards on top. Alright, well. We are immediately playing against a deck that I wish we had Sanctifier and Vec for. So that's a little disappointing. Alright. Put an artifact or a land into the yard, and they're good. They have quite a few chances here, so instant doesn't do it. Consider doesn't do it. They're probably looking for a, I can't remember what it's called right now, but Murktide Regent. Probably what they're looking for. Alright, and we will suspend our Rift Bolt and say go here. I mean, pretty high chance here that they have a Murktide of some variety. Like, they have to have a Murktide, I would think. They cast Ragavan. Try to bolt you. That's just counterspell. Okay. Let's see how they surveil. They surveil both those cards to the top. Let's attack for 2. We'll go ahead and kill the Ragavan and put Lurrus into our hand. Because if we hit an untapped land, we do have Lurrus into Eidolon, which feels pretty sweet. Yep. Probably got to kill one of those things. Just counterspell? Okay. Dang. That was what they needed. That's a tough scene. Hopefully they just peel a land here. Of course, even if they do peel a land, they won't play it. Well, we needed to draw a 1-drop there. We're just going to die because we'll skull crack them to 4, then they'll go to 2. Like, yeah, like we never really saw Searing Blaze. Yeah, we just didn't really have a lot to do. I think this is definitely what we're doing. GG for Goblin Guide said that it's good to cut your lightning helixes because you don't want them to hit off of your you don't want them to hit off of your Ragavans. That he kept losing to Ragavans peeling into helixes. Which is not my first, like, that's not my initial reaction to that. Like, my initial reaction is to have Lightning Helixes in because it's instant speed. It's instant speed interaction for Ragavan being dashed. It has, it's really good with, like it's a 6-point swing. Like, I don't know, like, Lightning Helix just feels good to me. But GG for Goblin Guy plays a lot of burn. And honestly, he's probably just a better burn player than I am. So I think it's worth to. I think it's worth to listen to what he has to say. Bobbling himself, so he's seeing if he wants to fetch here. Play Swift Spear number 2. Go upstairs. Always yield the prowess trigger. Okay. I mean, that's fine. Nope. And then we'll get in for 4. Then we still have Searing Blaze in our back pocket if we need it for something. All right. I don't know what's in our opponent's hand. I'm hoping that it feels like they might have like a Murktide stranded or something like that. All right, another Searing Blaze. Put our opponent to 3. We're going to fetch for a basic and suspend a Rift Bolt here. Say go to our opponent. All right, well, feels like we're going to get this one. Could be wrong. Like we could end up not winning this game, but it feels like we are. The fact that they're casting Expressive Iteration, I was like, feels pretty good to me. So we've taken out Helixes, we have Palms and Paths in, and the rest is just solid burn spells. The sand feels solid. We have good pressure in creatures, and the Bolt and the Searing Blades are solid because they give us options to deal with all of the threats. I'm going to say go here, in case they try to dash in a Ragavan. I want to be able to Lightning Bolt them. And if I do go for a Bolt and they have a counter spell, that means we have double Goblin Guide next turn. So no? Okay. We're going to get a basic here. Play our other Goblin Guide. Swing in for 4. Our opponent more than likely has an Unholy Heat or a Lightning Bolt here. Okay. Polluted Delta and a Consider. Look at my top card. Yep. Unholy Heat. Our opponent goes to 15. And alright. Now, we have 4 cards in our hand, so it's not like our hand is bad or anything. Alright, let's get in for 3. Puts a land into his hand. I am going to get a land here. Just going to get a basic. And try and push the tempo with the Boros Charm here. They probably have a counter spell or something here. Spell Pierce is really good because they don't have to take any life off of their Fiery Islet. 5 cards, we know 3 of them. They're considering during their main phase, which feels pretty solid to me. Feels like their hand probably isn't that good if that's what they're up to. They leave that card on top. They cast Ragavan. Play Misty Rainforest, so we know 2 of their 3 cards. I hate that we don't have Landfall here, but... Alright, they take 3, go to 6, unless they have a removal spell. Okay, they don't. Alright, well, they're fetching down to 5, and we have a Lava Spike in our hand, so this feels pretty okay. One of the scariest things they could have here is a Murktide Regent. They're going to draw a card with their Eyelet. Yep, feels pretty good. Alright, well, they have 5 cards in their hand. We still know 2 of them, so... Alright. Cast Lava Spike. Okay. Cast Counterspell. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to put Lyris into my hand here. And say go. Now they have a Polluted Delta and 2 unknown cards in hand, so hopefully one of them isn't a counterspell. It'd be really nice to slam our Lyris here. And get some value off of it. Okay. Question is, are you going to cast the DRC? Okay, we no longer know any of the cards in their hand. They are going to cast the DRC. 2 unknown cards in hand. Not gonna lie, I didn't think we'd get this far. So I'm gonna hold the Searing Blaze, or I'm gonna hold the Inspiring Advantage for a Searing Blaze here. There are 3 Searing Blazes left in the deck, so it's not crazy to think that we draw one here. Our opponent doesn't fetch. There is a big difference between 4 and 3. Alright, they put Expressive Iteration into the yard. Off of the DRC. They leave whatever card they just drew on top. Now, the cool thing about the DRC here is that they have to attack. So it's not exactly like they don't get to block. Okay, that one can block. What are the last 2 cards in your hand is really what I'm wondering. If he doesn't have a removal spell and we get to go to our turn and get a Goblin Guide back, Goblin Guide plus Burn Spell? Well, Goblin Guide like plus Searing Blaze is the nuts here. Okay. Gonna bolt my Lyris. Okay. Puts Polluted Delta into the yard. Leaves that card on top. Alright, Burn Spell please. He has to attack with the DRCs. He can fetch now because there's not a difference between 2 and 3, except other than the fact that he probably wants the card on top of his deck. For what it's worth, I played the land there over holding it because it's never going to come into play untapped, and I would rather be able to play Eidolon plus plus a spell plus a 2-drop next turn. So you're going to kill my Swift Spear in response, okay. Puts Lightning Bolt into the yard. Okay. Is this Archmage's Charm? So they counter my spell. Alright, Eidolon's not good enough anymore. Is that going to be enough to win the game? I think drawing Path right there is going to be enough to seal the game because they can't play anything, and they put us to 2 and we can't play anything, so the only thing that gets them out of this right here is Murktide Regent. Now, if it's Murktide Regent, then yeah, we lose the game. Woo! Alright, well, we ended up getting that one. It was a hard-fought battle, but we got there. I think Sanctifier Invect would have really have helped us there over Core Firewalker. So that makes us 1-1. There's still some matches going on. I'm gonna take a short break, probably about 5 or 10 minutes, and I'll be back and we'll play some more games. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. All right, well, we're 1-1. We're playing the wrong sideboard, and we're only playing 14 cards in our sideboard, so hopefully we can keep the streak rolling here. We get to be on the play. That's cool. Yeah, this hand's good. We're gonna keep this. Our opponent also keeps 7. All right, serving up 1. Is this Charbelcher or something crazy? Alright, suspend a Rift Bolt, get in for 2. Put you to 14. If we draw another 1-drop next turn, then we should have lethal. Well, 11, 8, 5. Strike it rich, okay. Alright, let's go. Alright, turn 3 with the old burn deck. That doesn't happen every game, so that was pretty sweet. We, we played 6 1-drops in 3 turns and won the game. Charbelcher doesn't play cards without paying mana for them, I don't think. There's not really anything to path. It's just kind of a lose in 1 turn kind of thing, so I feel like we probably just want to run it back. Like, this feels, I think we're playing against Charbelcher. I don't know what else we'd be playing against, so... I think they're like consistently a turn 4 deck, but maybe they're a turn 3 deck. I mean, I'm sure they can. They can probably do it on like turn 2 or 3. Decks like that normally can do stupid stuff like that. This hand feels pretty solid. We're gonna keep our Charbelcher opponent has kept 7 back-to-back games. It's pretty surprising. I don't think there's anything for us to Searing Blaze, but Desperate Ritual hits the bin there. So if they have Ritual, Ironcrag Feet, they can play Charbelcher and then activate, and then we lose. They're shocking in. If they're bolting in, then we're probably... Okay, no, they just needed their red source. I guess that's the one good thing about playing against this deck, is that they never get to put an extra card into their hand. Alright. So let's see. Rift Bolt 7, Goblin Guides 5, Skullcracks 2, so a 1-drop burn spell here. Okay. I guess they play the Ritual, then they play the Ironcrag Feet, and then they can go off because of the treasure token. Alright. 1 mana burn spell, please. That's also lethal. Alright, cool. Because this puts you to 4, and then we have 4 points on the board. I mean, I guess I could have a way to gain a bunch of life or something here, but... Alright, they don't. We win. Alright, well that was weird. I've never played against Charbelcher, but it felt like they didn't really have any dumb things to do, so we just kind of got there. Alright, the fourth and final round of the preliminary. Yeah, I think this hand's keepable. The fact that we have doubled the Goblin Guide makes me want to keep this hand. Island, okay. Would have liked to appeal to land there so that we could have played the Eidolon. Okay. Sure. Yep. Okay. Suspend Rift Bolt, say go. This is the problem with keeping a one-lander sometimes, is that you just end up in spots like this. If they put a Murktide into play, the game's probably over. Don't really know how we're bouncing back from that. Them dashing a Ragavan's also pretty solid. I was like, are you just not going to cast my Lightning Bolt? Alright, well. Main deck Spell Pierce, okay. It's pretty aggressive, but I like it. Okay. Counterspell. Okay. I mean, they've even been exiling cards for us, like, off their Ragavan, and we're still not hitting. Like, they haven't hit a land off of our Ragavan, hit a land off of their Ragavan yet. They have another counterspell, and the game's over here. We do get to go back to 8, though, so... Alright, well, that one's probably going to wrap the game up here. We had a land for Searing Blaze. Maybe we're okay. We're going to go to 3 and then go back to 6. Okay. Alright, well, that was just one of those games we kept the one lander and it never panned out. We did get a second land, but it was like 12 turns too late. We're gonna do the same thing we did last game against Murktide. We're gonna take out lightning palms or lightning helixes and one skullcrack, bring in 2 deflecting palms, 2 paths, and just try to race him here. Reveal Luris. We have no lands this time, so we're gonna have to mulligan this. This hand's pretty decent. We'll keep this and put the canyon back. DRC. Would love to see them just run this out here. Not likely, but it would be nice. Wow, okay. Puts a bobble into the yard. Bobbles me. Cast Searing Blaze on the DRC. Do have Force Negation. Okay. Have a Spell Pierce in their hand. The fact that they've had to shock in twice has been kind of nice. Alright, they attack for 1. Okay. Let's get a basic here. Suspend Rift Bolt, say go. So they have Ragavan, Spell Pierce, and 2 unknown cards in their hand. 1 unknown card in their hand. Okay. Casting the big boy now. Okay. Alright. Yep, we've already seen 1 Searing Blaze. I'm going to run out the land. Now, they do get to hit us for 7 here. Or they're not gonna dash in the Ragavan. Cast Deflecting Palm. Okay. They have Ragavan and an Unknown in hand. Let's attack. Alright, DRC's fine. They have to have a bolt here to kill us. So they have a DRC and a Ragavan in their hand. Okay. What the hell happened to the Ragavan? I must have missed something somewhere. They definitely just got tunnel vision and got blinded by the fact that we had a Luris in play. I'm going to bolt them, and then we have multiple outs at a Boros Charm here. Yeah, but I can't play the Searing Blaze now, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Well, that's pretty unfortunate. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish in moments like that there was a little bit of justice in the world, because our opponent definitely deserved to lose that game after missing lethal. Like they just, I don't know. Kind of sucks that they got an extra turn like that. Let's see. What do you get for going 2-2? You get 10 Magic Online Championship points, 150 play points in a treasure chest. So I get like 170 of my 300 points back, basically. Well, okay. Could have been worse, I guess. Could have been worse. All right, well. No, I don't want to drop from this event. Well, it was just 4 rounds. Right? Yeah, it was like it's 4 rounds guaranteed. Like they don't do anything, but either way. All right, so I think we would have had a better matchup against the Sanctifier if we'd have had the actual Sanctifiers in our sideboard. I just registered the deck too early, and I just ended up shooting us in the foot there by me doing that. So we played Murktide twice. We beat it once, lost to it once. Our second opponent, was playing main deck Spell Pierces, so that was pretty interesting. I don't know. I really like Burn. The deck feels really solid to me, so I'm just gonna keep running it the way that it is. I'm gonna take a small break, and when I come back here in a few minutes, I'm not sure what we'll play, but I don't know. Stick around, hang out. I'll be back.